during a Q&A session, we can listen to, our participants also. I'm really glad once again. I wish to start my presentation with a brief note on what is that we have done recently in the, a COVID-19 period and the lockdown period. In fact, COVID-19 is giving different, new avenues to explore and face the challenges. When we heard about the coronavirus, we started attempting a paper how the spread is going to create a panic situation across the world. Normally, this kind of epidemics are measured with R naught, R0 or R naught, R1, R2 like that. When we have computed the statistical computations based on the Kaggle data, we have found out this R star is not R naught, it is more than 1. If it is right now, it is 3.6. If it is going beyond 3.6 or 6, the pandemic is going to create a lot of uncertainties, and everyone will become panic. Thanks to the government of India, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the respective state governments responding to the request made by the Honorable Prime Minister positively and productively in preventing and controlling the spread of the dangerous virus. Friends, right now we are in the pandemic situation. I'm sure we are not physical. We may be physically disconnected, but virtually we are all connected and started doing some productive work wherever possible, in whatever the way it is possible for all of us. So I welcome all of you once again in this kind of scenario, and thanks to the technology and thanks to the people who are taking advantage of the technology and connecting all of us on virtual media. Friends, the pandemic situation is going on, and this is giving different avenues for different organizations, and particularly the leaders who have done their management education or leadership programs from top class business schools, like how Mr. Subhash has mentioned, are really doing fantastic work to reduce the problems or the dangers that are caused by the pandemic situation. It is because of the expertise and the experience of the great leaders we are able to survive and we are able to sustain the business as well as our own day-to-day life. Thanks to Prime Minister calling for lockdown and being strictly implemented. Because of that, the growth rate is going down and the mortality rate also is not that much. I'm sure we are going to control this, prevent this because of the mechanism we are following. Within a couple of months, we may come out of this situation and going to be very, very normal. Friends, in this backdrop means this kind of situations prevailing in the economy or the country, how it is help giving us different avenues to overcome this kind of challenges, and B school students how to gear up to mitigate this kind of challenges. These education or the training program they undergo in top class business schools, what is that they can learn from this kind of management education? Friends, management education is not a different thing. It is a structured common sense. So I believe since this program is the content of the same may be spread across the prospective students of management education and the students who are pursuing their course. I think at the first year they have completed, now they are in second year. Still, how they can take advantage of this education, I'm going to give in the couple of minutes from now. My presentation, I wish to make it 5 parts. Number one, before deciding to join a particular business school, how you can prepare well for entering into any business school in the country or in the world. We need to be prepared even to undergo this kind of program, management education. It's not see, anybody can enter into this program, but it is not that easy to perform very well and succeed in a very very productive way. It requires something. Then what is that? It is required to become a management professional. That is number one. Part two is selecting a business school. And part three, how you can take advantage of the curriculum and the content and the facilities and whatever is available in the business school. And number four, the campus life, how it can help us to reach the destined goals. And the fifth one, of course, it is not for the entry-level managers. It is for the people who have already started their management career and would like to go for the next level. That's what advanced management or advanced leadership programs, development programs. So these are the 5 areas I would like to talk. Number one, before choosing the business school, I think all of you have done a lot of homework before selecting a business school. And what is that we need to have? What are the special skills we need to have joining a business school? Number one, we should be very good in LSRW skills, learning, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Apart from that, we need to have 2 more skills. That is interpersonal skills and reasoning skills. That reasoning skills are very, very important now. That's why the IT and business analytics are adding a lot of value, irrespective of the course we do at the undergraduate level. Maybe, BA, BCom, BSc, BTech, or even medicine, dental, whatever it is, even pharmacists, even biotechnology experts, irrespective of their undergraduate program, when they come for doing this kind of management education, the post-graduation, either PGDPM or MBA, they need to have these quantitative skills. Because seeing is believing, that is, earlier saying. Now doing is believing. And doing is believing. With numbers, people trust. So this is very, very important to measure everything in terms of quantitative, relations, quantitative figures. That's why we need to be very much equipped with the quantitative skills also. That will help us to present our content in a better way. So reasoning skills are very, very important. That is part one of the leadership development program or management education program. Because I think the students who join MBA program should think like leaders, not just like managers. Because manager is not so great. Leadership is great. Leaders can influence people because we are working in a diversified area, and diversifications are a must wherever we go. And we need people who can unite the diversifications. That is important. That is what leadership. So how the management education is going to help to become leaders. That is very, very important in this kind of scenario, particularly this the disruptive business environment. We are facing and experiencing several things. Now, the second point is choosing a business school. Since most of you have already taken, the steps joining the business school, there is no need to talk about how to choose a business school. I think you have taken enough, you have done enough homework while selecting a business school. I think so far, what all the business schools mentioned by my friend Mr. Subhash, they are all very, very good institutions, and I'm sure you will meet your expectations, and the institutions also will live up to your expectations, because the institutes mentioned by Subhash are very, very good. Good number of institutions are there in India doing very well. And these institutions, no doubt, their vision is, very much unique. The infrastructure is very good. The faculty are very good experts. and the content, the course curriculum, and the course design, everything is fantastic. There is no doubt about it. Even across the world, even if you take Ivy League business schools, there also you find the same content or curriculum. So there is no change of curriculum at all. But the differentiator here is the delivery part. The delivery of the content is very, very important. So you have taken a good decision in selecting a business school. Now coming to the taking advantage of the business school education. Friends, the management education is not, a program to study. It's a program to do. We are all doing, this kind of program. It is like a training program, how civil servants are being trained to cater, to lead different organizations. The same way, a business school graduate, particularly the MBA graduate from top business school, should also function like that. You see, the civil servants, today they may take lead of a financial company, tomorrow they may take lead of the non-governmental organization, or tomorrow they may be taking up, leading a particular, organization. Could be manufacturing, IT, pharma, whatever it is. But their approach is always very, very unique. The business school students are also expected to use that kind of, techniques, and it helps them and it makes them different from the rest, because we business school students should be like a troubleshooter, the problem solving. That is very, very important. For the several years or several months, last 3 years, most of the business schools are asking the faculty to go for online programs, and many were reluctant. Now they are all doing, very well. Though they were reluctant for the last 3 or a couple of years, now they are doing fantastic work, because we are capable of delivering, but we do not want to do it. So that cannot help us. We must come forward. We must adapt to the change. That is very, very important. That's what I believe, that business school students should be prepared to face the challenges. So management education is not about giving you, gone like, this is what is like this. It is actually making you prepared, preparing for these situations, preparing for this challenging environment. Then it will help. The education definitely help us to lead the different roles and to lead the business from the front. Just a minute. Yeah, friends. So what is that, we can take, how we can take advantage while doing our MBA from a business school? Number one, there is a lot of diversity. In what all the schools mentioned by Subhash, I think you might have experienced the same thing. There is a lot of diversity. Diversity not in terms of only students, even the diversity among the faculty, even the diversity among the geographies, diversity among the people who have work experience, and sometimes maybe 10-20% the freshers also joining MBA program. So diversity is the key point in most of the business schools, and you please take advantage of the diversity. Then second one is peer-to-peer learning. I have not seen in IIM Ahmedabad, because I have done my FTP in IIM Ahmedabad. I've seen most of the students, though they are from engineering, they are not finding anything difficult to understand the financial accounting or accounting for managers. Just in 3 to 4 days, they are able to understand the basics of accounting and the relevance of accounting very, very comfortably. That thing, how it was possible, it is because the peer-to-peer learning. Because there are different, diversified classes, diversified culture, diversified, graduates. Definitely, they can help each other. It has to be done. Everybody has to help the others, so that he or she can also take advantage of the teams, because individually they may prepare, but they have to make presentations in a team wise, and they are evaluated team wise, and every team can make an impact in the class, so that they can motivate, they can inspire other teams, and they can also be remembered forever, because it will help them to establish a very good network among them. So the peer group definitely is a very great value addition. And the second one, the participation in the class is very important. Most of the students, they come very well prepared to class, because the teacher may open the discussion for the first day or first hour. The second day onwards, the students have to lead the class, not the faculty to lead. The faculty only may facilitate the session. But the students have to take advantage of the curriculum and the faculty expertise, and that will help them to understand better. And also, they are done in the supervision of the faculty. So if anybody goes wrong, the faculty is there to take care and treat them and bring them to the mainstream of the learning outcome. And another important thing of what I have seen and what is expected among business school students is fast reading. Every student, every candidate should develop the capabilities of reading very fast, because that fast reading helps us reading so many books, so many case studies, so many theses or journal articles, textbooks, and different sources are available. So this is very important. So hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can raise a question if anybody needs, after the presentation is over. I can address. Okay. So fast reading one has to develop, because that reading abilities help us doing so much, because the students, if they're well prepared, they can enhance the learning of the class as a whole. It is not only helping the student concerned, it will help the class also to steer in an advanced way. So fast learning and intuitive thinking, these two are very unique things if anybody is really focused about the leadership from the management schools. And of course, most of the business schools use case study method as teaching pedagogy. Friends, I need not tell the advantage of being exposed to case studies. Case study is a real life situation, because the students cannot go to industry every day, and we cannot bring the industry to the classroom also very often, very frequently, because industry experts are very busy with their own challenges, with their own limitations. It's not easy to bring them to classroom every time. So the case study is a real life situation that will help us to understand what is happening in the industry. And if the students are given exposure to different case studies, maybe 40-50 subjects during 2-year course, and every subject may be having 15 to 20 cases, and 15 to 20, say on an average 20 cases into 40 subjects, around 800 case studies they may be exposed to. And these case studies also are diversified. This diversified exposure, the diversified experience definitely make the B school grads more rich, more knowledge and more skills, because the exposure helps them expertising. The expertising helps them to connect with the real time situation. When we are able to connect with the real time situation, definitely we can bring some solution and bring something out of this, and will help us to come out of this kind of challenges and lead the business organizations without any kind of trouble or damaging the sustainability of the organization. And the next one, after case studies, the students also have to develop research skills. Most of the students from business schools are very good in understanding the subject and presenting the subject. Their communication is very good, but we need to have the business school students coming forward with the research skills, because organizations are now, including the business organizations, are now focusing on the intellectual capital building. We don't want dissemination of knowledge just like that. We want to create knowledge. That creation of knowledge is possible only with the research, because intellectual capital, most of the companies are now talking about intellectual capital. You might have seen recently, the government of India has announced 1 crore, scholarship if anybody comes forward, to develop an alternative to Zoom. Just imagine, no people, the governments, the organizations, be private or public, they are all spending very good amount of money on, doing research, because everybody wants to create knowledge, not only dissemination of knowledge or information. We need to create knowledge. So intellectual capital is very important now. And since most of the grads from top class business schools, they are very good in various areas. So why don't we focus on doing some kind of research? Because that research will give a great recognition to the students as well as to the institute, and ultimately to the organization where he or she is working. I'm sure the research skills will definitely give you a lot of mileage apart from anything else, because that's what we need to create on our own. So ownership, that how much you are creating on your own is more important than borrowing from somebody else. So research skills are very important, and data tools and techniques. When we were doing this kind of management education, not much on the IT analytics or business analytics or data science, but now most of the companies are looking for grads with this kind of skills. And friends, the business school students should focus more on IT skills and data interpretation skills. The data skills definitely help them and make them unique when compared to other, because the companies also now looking for people who have multi skills. That's why the universities, particularly our university, Geetam, also started providing courses, more online and regular class mode. The courses on artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and deep learning to a certain extent. Of course, Python and R, the other econometric tools, they are all providing, because we provide that right kind of education so that we can minimize that gap between what is expected in the industry and what is being taught in a business school or in an academic institution. So data skills are very important. And another thing very important is the classroom participation. Of course, I think the grads who are doing their MBA from business schools, they understand very well how that classroom participation is very important. The classroom participation is being observed by the faculty, supported by his own team or her own team. And classroom participation actually make us understand the essence of the education. Because if we talk irrelevant things, definitely everybody will raise a right hand, and the faculty will object, and definitely it will help us to learn the best. Because unless you come out, if it is right answer, you will be appreciated. If it is a wrong answer, it is not a problem for anybody at all, because it's a classroom. After all, we are discussing among our own friends. So there is nothing wrong, saying maybe, wrong. See, everybody cannot be 100% expert. Some may be very good and some may not. But there is nothing wrong in learning and understanding the best out of our own classmates, peers. And another important thing, the focus is now more on learning different methods, that Gyan sharing. So many things, normally the business schools conduct like leadership sessions being organized by Phoenix Global. The business schools also on a regular basis, they conduct CEO lecture series and, industry connect. And there are so many clubs associated, and different clubs, they, are engaged in different activities, and that will definitely help them contributing something better for the overall development of the students. Friends, this extensive reading, case studies, we need not confine to a case study. Maybe sometimes, 2 page to 32 page or 62 page caselet may be provided by the faculty. And no, I know how difficult it is to read the entire case. See, reading a case is no doubt is a challenging one, and reading the material pertaining to the case is another big challenge. If anybody prepares the case study beyond the text provided in the case, and he or she will definitely add a different perspective. Friends, we are not looking for just simply solutions out of the case study. We are trying to understand what are the alternatives available. See, choosing the best alternative is left to the leader. We need not worry about it. We are not concerned at all. We need to develop as many alternatives as possible. And after developing alternatives, we need to say, what are the consequences of every alternative if it is accepted, to, kind of a solution. If it is accepted as a solution, then what could be the repercussions of that solution? The decision, that also we need to provide. That is possible only when we go through not only the caselet, the material relating to that company or industry. Also, we need to read journals and research publications. You may be contributing research papers, or you can subscribe to the research journals and try to read based on your interest and your topic and your assignment. I'm sure if you do well, definitely you can do well in the organizations also, because nothing go waste. Everything has utility. Everything is useful. It may not be immediately useful, but the training you undergo here definitely will help you to lead the organizations in a fantastic way. Just you will tell me after some time how the sessions are going to help you, though it may not yield marks immediately, but it will yield lot of results in the days to come because of the training program you undergo at a respective business school. Friends, the fourth aspect I wish to tell you that how you can take advantage of the business school, because most of you are in the completed first year. Now you are in the internship. You are doing your summer internship program. I'm sure what all the courses you have studied in the first year, all most of them are core courses, and some may be courses relating to the contemporary nature. And with the contemporary courses, I'm sure you are going to take advantage to do your summer internship or project work. I think anyhow, we are not able to go to class work immediately. Maybe by the end of June or first week of July, when you go to your class, you will realize the first year experiences, how they helped in carrying out your project. So how to take advantage of the campus life, how to take advantage of your, the 2-year study period. Of course, number one, I expect every student who has taken admission into MBA program in a particular business school should stay on campus, because staying on campus will definitely help you, developing your overall personality. That all-round personality is important than only academic personality. Not only academic, we need to look at, multi dimensions of the personality. And better we take our time, spend maximum time on campus. I think most of you are doing. That's great. And second one, there are so many facilities available on campus, including ground. seminar halls, library, digital classrooms. Of course, nowadays most of the campuses are offering Wi-Fi facility across. Even canteen also you can have access to Wi-Fi facility. While taking tea, chai, biscuits, you can also enjoy, Wi-Fi and continue your learning, because you may stay for 2 years. Friends, it will help you leading your life for the coming 60 years, facing any kind of challenge. You whenever you see a challenge, you say to yourself and to the friends nearby you that, I have seen this kind of experiences. I have undergone this kind of experience. What else I can face? Most of the students will be knowing that tomorrow's exam just at 11 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow morning 8 o'clock exam, being informed just before 8 hours or 10 hours. Then you see how people run, with the material in hand, no food stuff on the other hand, and no sleep. What else you can face the challenges? See, any challenge is not more than the challenges we undergo during our course, in top class business schools. I'm sure you are not finding it anything, different from that. Friends, there are several clubs, initiated in most of the business schools. Not only academics, you should also be occupied with, dance club, music club, even business quizzes, business clubs, social clubs, academic, clubs, and yoga, meditation. Equal amount of time should be allocated for every activity. Everything is important. See, everything is important, and everything you should take advantage. Then only you can enjoy the wholesomeness of the fruit, the wholesomeness of the B school education. This is very, very challenging. No doubt, it's very difficult, but we have to face it, and we have to understand, we have to take it. Then only you will enjoy, and you will never find anything difficult irrespective of the situation. And friends, there are several events happen, across business schools, at different times. And my sincere advice to all of you, please take active lead either in organizing the fests at your own institute or participating in various fests being conducted across the country or sometimes across the world. It's a very, very good, exposure, because you will understand not only the peers, among your institutions, but you should also expose to the peers outside your business school, outside the country. Then only you will understand how they are doing. When that's why knowledge is wealth nowadays. Network is our wealth. Network is network. So it will help us to develop a different network with different people that will definitely help us to unleash our potential sometimes, and go in a very, very bigger way on a large scale. Definitely, no doubt about it. And another important thing is intramural activities. When I was there in IIM Ahmedabad, there are 4 sections in the class. MBA class of 2010, there are 4 A, B, C, D. All 4 sections of first year used to compete with other sections. A section used to compete with D, and C section with B. Like that, they used to compete. And whoever wins the prizes will be again recognized in the either annual day or during the convocation. And definitely that kind of things will help us. The business school education will prepare us, facing this kind of challenges, and helping us to participate and learn, because there are so many avenues of learning. That is the advantage. And another important thing, as I told earlier, case studies definitely will help us, but occasionally when the institute arranges a lecture series from the industry, we should never miss that kind of sessions, because it is not easy for us to study everything. If you wish to learn everything on your own, if you wish to experience everything on your own and start doing, by the time you will attain 70 years, you may miss so much. So my sincere advice to all of you is to face and to attend the sessions of the CEOs wherever possible, because that the CEO is talking for an hour means he is bringing his 60 years of experience into the classroom. That will help us understand different dimensions of his experience. And of course, novels, books, that book reading also has become very prominent now. Most of the students are started reading books on a very big way. That's the most very welcoming thing now. I've seen people reading many books. That's a very good move now. So another important thing, we also need to focus more on our health, physical health. You know, you may be very intelligent, you may be very skilled, but you should also be very energetic. The food, the energy, and the water, and the yoga, maintenance of physical health is also very important. This is topmost priority, across all. Because if you survive, you can deliver. If we do not survive, but we wish to deliver, how come it is possible? Okay, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So that dying part is here, the undergoing the different experiences, different programs, different sessions. That's very important. You can never ignore that kind of sessions. And another important thing I've seen across business schools is celebrating, the birthday part, because nobody will remember what is taught in the classroom, but everybody will remember what is experienced in the classroom. So experiences are more important than anything, discussed in the classroom. I'm sure you will remember more what is that you have done, kind of celebrations in the class during your education. Okay, many people remember forever the trekking expedition, or celebrating his friends' birthdays, or celebrating the institutions, initiation days, etc. And now it has become another culture. The juniors are being welcomed by the seniors, the welcome party with a flash mob. We have never experienced that kind of excitement. But now we are very happy to see the seniors going to juniors class, hiding themselves, and suddenly somewhere the music starts and everybody will start jumping, dancing and welcoming the juniors. That can never be forgotten, in the life of any person. And this is what we cannot miss. This is what we enjoy while staying on campus. And friends, apart from all of these, things, and now most of the students are becoming part of different clubs. There are people with the social media, there are people with print media, electronic media, clubs, associations, etc. I'm sure all of these avenues help the students to develop the overall personality development. There is no doubt about it. Please take every minute, as a great opportunity for all of you to enjoy your time and enjoy the being there with everybody in the class. I'm sure this is the fourth item. And the last item, I wish to make it very clear, that is advanced leadership development programs. Friends, we need to refresh our learnings from time to time, because most of the students immediately after the second year, because of the program at the first year and internship, and they get final placement based on the internship. There is no doubt about it. Most of the internships only they get converted into final placements, and sometimes most of the students prefer doing something else beyond the internship. Even that kind of cases also I have seen. That's a great thing, because you are exposed to different industries. Virtually you are exposed to different case studies and different industries and different businesses situations, and physically also you will get exposure to this kind of thing during the placement interviews. Friends, you may join any organization, as an intern or entry level manager or entry level leader. You may be heading a consulting, particularly in the marketing area or accounting area or financial consulting role or investment banking or IT expert or data scientist. You may be starting your career at the junior level or entry level manager. You have to grow to the next level. Friends, the studies are just like a ladder, a class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 10, 12, and then graduation, postgraduate. That's a ladder. But career is not a ladder. It is a stepping stones, it is a step model. It's not a ladder model. It is a step model. One level, next level, like that. So from one level to the next level, if you wish to grow, you need to equip yourself with the latest, happenings across the world. How the changes are happening in the world or in particular business organization. You are at the entry level manager of a consulting company. You want to grow to the mid-level career. How you can reach that? Apart from your experience, what is the traditional degree or additional certificate or additional diploma you have? For which you can enroll either online courses or you can do distance mode or executive development programs from time to time being offered by different institutions. I'm sure that will help us. And another important thing, most of the the latest experience I'm sharing with all of you. Earlier, most of the companies' life used to be 40 years, 45 years, 50 years, like that. But now, do you know the average age of the companies now? Not more than 4 to 5 years. When the average age of a company is being reduced or contracted to just 4 to 5 years, how can we enjoy the similar work for years to come? We need to change our job roles if required. Okay, we need to change the profile. We need to change, the organization, particular industry also we may change. Earlier we may be in the manufacturing. Now you may be shifted to IT. Earlier you may be in IT. Now you need to move to maybe pharma or something else. So how to do that? That is very, very challenging task now. And that can be mitigated with the kind of, advanced leadership development programs, advanced management development programs. These are very, very important. Apart from the work, apart from the job profile, apart from the position you are occupied, you need to continuously upgrade yourself with what is happening across the world, not only your industry, because most of the industries are now being integrated. Internationalization of business is happening across the world. Suppose somewhere some decision taken and that is going to impact the other corner of the world. When it is the scenario, when it is the changing business environment, so how we can survive? That survival is very, very important. Earlier, people used to say survival of the fittest, but now you can't say that. That is there, no doubt about it. But now we are going to work with diversifications. Diversities we cannot avoid. Diversities are there. Diversities are prevailing across the world. Even India is, many Indias there in India. So diversities are very, very important. But the only challenge here is unique. That uniting all the diversities is very, very important. So that unity across the diversities is very, very important. Now the leadership challenge is establishing the unity of the diversifications across the world. A person, a professional who is good at, unifying all these diversities, establishing unitedness, and that is the success factor. That is going to be, shared across the world, how a person is establishing that unity across the diversification. That is very, very important. And that is possible only with, advanced leadership development programs or advanced management development programs. Friends, do not confine to the basic degree what you are doing right now. Please focus more on what is happening relevant in this job area or the business area. And another important thing is, now we are seeing the business cycles. See, we are getting impact of the business cycles on one side, and apart from the cycles, we are experiencing the disruptions. Nobody thought that the COVID is becoming this kind of pandemic. Never expected. People used to thought of discuss the third world war and bio war, they said long back. But now we are witnessing how the things are creating and posing challenges to our own existence, basic existence. People used to think of lifestyle, but now nobody is talking about lifestyle. Everyone is talking about life, life, life. That is number one. And number two, most of the people used to concerned about their own self, but now they are talking about the well-being of others also. That's the reason, that's another challenge of this COVID-19. Even the lockdown is lifted, even the lockdown is exempted, what do you say, they lift this lockdown. People are not very free to move anywhere they wish. They pay lot of attention, lot of observations, what to do and what not to do. And this is the kind of scenario we are living in. So this is a challenge, and this kind of challenges also teach us so many lessons apart from the business studies, books and other things. And another important thing, business cycles are one side and the disruptions are the other side, and changing business environment is another dimension. And we are continuously changing our job roles, job responsibilities, and this will help to go for advanced leadership program. And another important thing, very, very unique here, is at every level you get exposed to different, what you call network. Because at the entry level you had some network, peer group, and next level also you have another peer group. So network is expanding like anything at different levels across the borders, and that is very, very advantage for people who prefer doing this advanced leadership or advanced management development programs. And it also help us to acquire the specialized skills, both exploring self and inner discovery also is possible when you go for advanced development programs. And very, very important thing, by we teachers always say, my students, that unlearn and relearn. If we start unlearning and relearning, and we can start so much learning, and definitely it will help us to change our perspective towards the business. And another thing I wish to quote Rabindranath Tagore, we should unite the differences intact, because you cannot eliminate the differences. Differences are there across the world. After all, in a family of 4 members, there are 5 decisions come out if you wish to take a decision. And if it is the decision relating to the business, and there are several people, several mindsets, several diversities, and what is the quantum of differences across. This is a must. This is an important thing we cannot avoid. But how we are uniting the differences is make a very, very important. That's the key for us. And friends, this is what I wanted to share. That in short, I say before preparing ourselves to do MBA program, since you have done, I did not focus more on that. And second part, selecting a business school. Most of you have done a very good amount of homework while selecting the business school. And third aspect, you started taking advantage of the management education program being designed, delivered, and evaluated. And fourth one, taking advantage of the program, the peers, the infrastructure, the facilities, the society, the clubs, the infrastructure, everything. And the fifth one is about doing to the next level, because every time we need to work for the next level. And friends, I request all of you, be prepared for the next job. Next job does not mean leave the current job and go to something else. In the job itself, you find different challenges, and be prepared for the next job. That is very, very important, and that is my suggestion to all of you. Friends, now I welcome questions from all of you. Please.
Thank you very much, sir. You had shared a clear glimpse of the journey that an MBA student usually has even before joining the class, or the college, till the time of 40, 50 years, how the career should be planned, right from summer internship to clubs and committees, the life itself of an MBA student to life after MBA. I think pre-life to an MBA student, MBA life, and post-MBA life. I think all the three stages were covered wonderfully. I think I am blessed to have your speech heard after 3 to 4 years, I believe. Last time I heard your speech was in 2016, I believe. So I am glad once again, and I request all the friends who have joined the meeting to put up their hand. You have a button which allows you to put up your hand so that we get to know that you have a question, and you can proceed to ask the question to Professor. You may unmute yourself to ask the question.
Hello, sir. My name is Prachi, and I'm an intern at Phoenix Global.
Okay.
So, as we all know that the oil prices have come down and at an all-time 18-year low. They're saying that Brent is has been on the lowest in 18 years. So how do you expect this to be changing the business globally? And what do we expect this to impact the way once COVID-19 gets over? Like, what exact impact can we expect of this?
See, they may stop. Actually, the oil prices have gone to the minus level. Recently, newspapers also talking much about this. See, this is only a temporary scenario, because oil is the very, very important. No, we cannot avoid running the machines, running the engines. It's a short-term phenomena, and it will come back, because consumption across the world is reduced. No, nobody is started manufacturing or anything else. Completely it is standstill. When it is the kind of environment, there is no point in exploring the oil. But restarting exploration of oil is becoming another challenge. That's why they are doing that. But it is a short-term phenomena. It will be overcome in maybe a couple of months. Till such time, we need to wait and watch. It is very early if we comment on right now.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Ayush Agarwal here from Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question. Considering the present scenario, it increasingly appears that the health of a country's population and the health of its economy are locked in a zero-sum game with each other.
Exactly.
It means that longer people remain at home, the difficult it will be to bring the economy back to life, and vice versa. So, sir, we want to know your view or your take on between health or economy.
See, we can push the economy focusing more on health and health-related industries. There is no doubt about it, because the health index, the human development index are now more concerned than the economic index. Okay, this kind of pandemic situations, this environment is actually making us rethink where are we heading towards. Okay, the development does not mean in terms of dollars or rupees. It should be the health, the hygiene. That's why in the days to come, more investment may happen in R&D, particularly relating to the health sector. Health, hygiene, and life. These three are going to be very, very prominent across. Apart from this, if time, and money permits, and they can go for it. But time being, the health, economy does not mean only in terms of, money or the top line or bottom line. At the end of the day, how healthy the people are, how happy the people are, how, and how much amount of enjoyment they are taking advantage of this kind of development. Okay, irrespective of the age. Earlier, after 60 years, people used to buy houses. Because of the earning capacity, the minute the person gets job, he is taking car on loan and house EMI on this thing loan basis, and unnecessarily they are increasing the burden. They are spending the future money. When we are spending the future money, how can we expect we are all very happy? No, we have to start rethinking about it. So health is top priority. That's why the governments across the world, even US also has come down to this statement: people first. Okay, health first, and anything apart from health, they may focus more on economy. But without health, without hygiene, without life, and nobody will talk about economy. Economy is the next. Once you see, that's why when the water what do you call disputes between the states or between the borders, they provide water for drinking purpose first. Then if any surplus water available, that is taken to the agriculture or irrigation. Okay, so what is that we understand from that statement? Health is top priority. After meeting the health requirements, then we may talk about the next level. That's what my observation.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello, sir. This is Jigar this side from Goa Institute of Management.
Okay.
So my question is, in the starting of the session, you were talking about R asterisk, that is
R star. R naught is the earlier epidemics. Now R star. This is
exactly,
beyond R0.
the projective techniques. And sir, you said like it is nowadays it is greater than 3.
Yeah.
And
2.4. In some states it is 3.6 also.
Okay, sir. Can you tell us how this techniques help us to know about the future aspects?
Yeah, exactly. This is a very relevant question, Mr. This kind of tools will help us to measure the pace of the spread of this kind of epidemics. The pace, because if you say any story, nobody will trust. But if you share with data, with interpretations, with measurements, people trust. But people here means the leaders. Leaders here means the government or decision makers. If the decision maker is convinced with what we are saying, definitely they will implement and we can enjoy the results. And that's the reason the statisticians and mathematicians and applied statisticians particularly could forecast the spread of coronavirus because of the research papers being produced at this time, and the governments are taking decisions. If time permits, please go through the SSR and journals.com. You will understand the impact of COVID on different aspects. There are several journals uploaded in that particular website. You will understand the relevance of quantitative techniques and data tools in interpreting the pace of the spread of this kind of dangerous virus. It is the real-time experience. Even most of the business studies also, we do research and we use these tools and say predictions or forecasts. Even your project, when you do, you will also use some tools so that you wish to measure the impact of the work done. So measuring is possible only with the applied statistics or mathematics. So better we should be very, very, earlier another thing is most of the students the thing that, MBA education does not require quant. Quant is very, very important. Because they don't want quant, they have gone to BCom or BA courses. Particularly my age people. When I was doing my schooling, I was advised my math teacher not to take composite mathematics because it is difficult. He asked me to take, general mathematics so that I can go to either commerce or, biology, life sciences. But I preferred, commerce because I wanted to become a banker. Of course, that's a different thing. But now, irrespective of the course we do, we should be very good in quant and applied mathematics. That will definitely help us. Please do any course relating to data science, even R, Python, IT applications and data science, IT and business analytics are very, very important for everyone in this world. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have a question on that. Sir,
Yeah.
to forecast if the data or the sales about the next quarter, you need few data of the previous quarter so that you can project.
Actually, you can compare between the quarters, between the periods, or between the what do you call 10 years period or 5 years period periodic intervals, because it all depends on the relevance of the data and relevance of these tools and analysis. We cannot generalize, Mister. It has to be used, justifiably. We have to justify why we are using. That justification is the key here.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for your insight, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I myself have a question for you.
Yes, Subhash.
So when I was interacting with a few people who are currently doing their internship, who have currently completed their first year of MBA study, some of them are afraid about the times to come, about their final placements exactly. What they share with me is they are afraid that their pay packages might get reduced, or the hiring from various companies might get stopped because of the pandemic, aftermath of the pandemic in the next 2-3 quarters to come. People who are expecting average salaries of 16 to 18 lakhs, now they say that maybe our average salaries will come down to as low as 10 to 12 lakhs or 8 lakhs. So should we be ready for such difficult times, or how would the times to come be?
Yeah, actually, you may be right to a certain extent, but every company does not reduce that package to that level. Maybe a very, very short term, and in the future they cannot do that because money is not the criteria. The package is not the criteria. The amount of value addition by an individual is more important. The prospective candidate should promise, more business to the organization. Definitely, they don't wish to, sacrifice the services. So do not worry about the package. It's a very, very short term, but the skills and capabilities of the students will definitely demand good amount of pay from the organization. Need not worry, Subhash. Maybe even if it is there, it is only very, very short term phenomena. It's not forever.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, done.
Friends, do we have any other questions? Final call for questions. All right. Sir, thank you very much, sir, for your patience, your time, and your intellectual discussion with us. You have spared a great amount of time amid your busy schedule with us. I think all the interns from various B schools that I was talking about across India, they have all benefited from your talk. And I'm sure they will take this discussion forward to their friend circle and spread this news, because there was a lot of information available from your talk today. Also, your questions, the answers that you gave to various questions that were asked by our interns and also the general public, I think they were very insightful. They will take this forward, the message that you shared with them, the kind of inputs that you gave, the 5-step explanation that you gave to MBA life, pre-MBA, MBA, and post-MBA life. I think that's one very wonderful kind of elucidation of an MBA life that you have given to us. Very much insightful. And Had it been a physical session, we would have very grandly felicitated you. But this being a virtual session, our hands are tied up. We cannot physically felicitate you. But we have planned a wonderful felicitation to you, sir. I totally believe that, and out of my understanding of you, you are not the individual who looks forward to those rewards and recognitions. But what we have planned for you is we will help all the police people and the cleaning staff, the municipal department staff in the locality of Hyderabad. For today, we will try to give them food supplements. Whoever is visible on road, we will try to do that. And we are also going to help 5 families with an amount of 2,000 rupees each. And that will be done from the side of Phoenix Global as a felicitation to you.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Subhash. You are always innovative in your approach and your thoughts, your actions. Really, I have accepted this assignment just because of you, Mr. Subhash. Because I could see Swami Vivekananda in you, in the very early age, in the second year itself, I could recognize that, spark in you. Because of you only, I could accept, though, because I'm also very busy here, because we are facing severe challenges in the academic institute, the coursework, back end of the program, examinations, evaluations, project works, lot of work we are doing. But I'm inspired by your, team, your actions, your, the programs. Really, I also wanted to, give whatever possible from my side. I'm always there with you. You need not hesitate to ask for any kind of support. So thank you, the team, Mr. Abraham, Subhash, and other team of Phoenix Global. Thank you all, and a great day ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay. Right.
Right. Thank you.
Bye.